We have no microphone. Anyway, lads, thank you very much. Brian Riley wants to say a few words first, but as he was talking and you were ignoring him, I got put up on the chair first. I'm going to step down and let Brian do his piece, and then I'll talk afterwards.
No, stay with me here. My bit is very simple. There's a great old saying most of you would be familiar with. Joe Kennedy came out with it and said that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Now, I've only been involved in this whole thing for a very short period. Jerry's going to tell you about his great friend and associate Thomas Darcy, but I can tell you, when you're talking about tough people, the steely determination of this guy doesn't leave anything left to the imagination. So well done, Tom. I asked Jerry to try and spend it last night trying to think of a few nice things to say about Tom, so here you go.
When you read the book, I'm not going to say too much at all because Tom says it all in the book, except he's embellished some of it to make it, and it's been shortened to make it simple. I actually started reading the book from the back to the front because the really crucial stuff about what we wanted to get out of the book, what Tom wanted to get out of the book, and he wanted to get his story out. But his story really is what happened to him in the forecourts, apart from the rest of the story at the beginning, which outlines where Tom got to, how he got to be down in the forecourts. I met Tom in business 8-9 years ago, and then I met him in the forecourts. And Tom has been himself and Antoinette have been to hell and back is probably the best way, and I think everybody should give a round of applause for Antoinette for supporting that. Tom was battling away down in the courts, and I think the book explains how Tom got with AIB. Basically, when you read the book and figure out the desperation AIB was in to give out money in 2007 and 2008 when they gave Tom what they gave him, it sums it all up as to how, and when Tom then started looking at securitization, they were not interested in lending the money to Tom. What they were interested in was selling those loans on. It goes over most people's heads. It went over the judiciary when Tom started down in the forecourts. But in the US, people are going to jail over securitization, and hopefully it will happen here. So Tom's book is basically to try and enlighten people in a light way as to exactly what securitization is and how. So that's where the book goes to. I want to just say, when I met Tom in the forecourts and when he ended up in the Supreme Court, that's when it all really happened. As we all know, the Supreme Court ruled in Tom's favour, and he's now battling again. But you read it all in the book, and I want to just say to Tom, I want to thank you for putting it in paper and for all of you to read, and hopefully it will become a bestseller that people will read and realise what's going on. The 90 members of Parliament who voted for the eviction bill, which is the huge issue at the moment, Tom and myself were in the Senate. We saw the guys, we looked at them voting for a bill that is going to lead to evicting people, and it's backdated, and you can't backdate legislation, so hopefully that will be successful. Anyway, I'm going to finish it at that and say, I'll hand it over to Tom to say a few words.
I have to say, this is the first time Jerry Beads, Kieran, Paul, everybody's here. This is the only event we've ever been at that we don't want to stop. So I would like to thank firstly everybody that came here, particularly David Chalk and his staff for a fabulous venue. The reason why I wrote this book was inspired by one person. And basically, that person is my family. I was told by numerous people to give up, to walk away, that one person cannot change a system. And when I travelled through the court system, I found corrupt judges, corrupt media, corrupt government, with the exception of very, very few who are actually in this room tonight. And for the greed of the few, this country has fallen to its knees. Mothers are cast on the street, children are left homeless, and nobody considered to stop it. Every avenue we went to, every media source we applied to, nobody wanted to hear the truth. We found how the banks were acting. We found that they conned this country. They conned every person here. There's people here now that have been rewarded because we have identified how they were robbed, overcharged, and the banks are now paying for it. This book here will show, like our predecessors who used guns and bullets, we don't need that. What we have here is the most explosive armament we will ever need. It will expose the corruption that is Ireland. Thank you very much.
We just want to say thank everybody for coming. I also want to thank, we have a member of Parliament here, Matty McGrath, who actually does a lot of work, and when we need answers asked, Matty's office facilitates us. We just want to say thank you. At least we know there are a few members of Parliament that are actually in sympathy with the population. Thank you.